Welcome to episode 59 of the Break Time Banter. We are here. I'm your host, Isaiah.
Once again,
I'm your host. And as always, I'm joined by the fluffy brown hair, Brett Erickson.
Hi, guys.
And we have two guests here, and I'm super excited. We have Katie and Syndey. I'm pointing at Katie. I'm sorry.
Do you even know us?
We're used to it.
Yeah. So, welcome. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.
We are really excited to get into this. I'm out of things to say for
Once
them.
again, I just met Katie and Syndey. So.
Yes. So that is why I'm in charge, because
True.
I know them. We just talked about how I've known Katie for 5 years.
Well,
And
both of us.
You definitely met us at the same time.
Yeah, because we all worked on staff together. You are right.
Yeah.
Got him.
Yep. Okay, so we are going to get started. But before we get started, I think you guys should just kind of give the audience a little intro. Who are you? Who are you? What defines you? Wow, that was
What
that is
You
way too
literally
deep.
just told us we didn't have to have deep conversations.
Yeah,
defines
don't
you?
go deep. Just like, what should people know about you?
Okay, I'll go first. I'm Syndey, and I grew up in Fergus Falls, Minnesota.
Hey.
And I have 4 brothers, 0
Wow.
sisters,
Oh,
and
Bummer.
I live in Moorhead. I always
Nice.
I want to say Fargo, but I live in Moorhead, and I live with Katie, and it's just us in our apartment, and I work at Corporate Shields as a graphic designer.
nice.
Wow, big time.
It's true. I live with Sydney. She lied. It's not just the two of us. I have 2 cats.
Oh,
I try to forget about that.
Okay, that's rude.
That's fair.
Yes, no, I'm a cat person. I work with adults with disabilities, so I hang out with people a lot. So kind of impressive that you got me to come talk to more people on the weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm also from Fergus. I wish I had more unique things to say about myself, but we're pretty similar.
That's all right. We'll learn more about them as
Our
we get into
package
it.
deal.
Yeah.
I knew as soon as I was like, oh, I could get Katie and Syndey on, and I was like, they have to be on together. It's just not a compromise.
Yeah, when you offered, like, do you want to do it without Sydney? I was like, that's an option?
Okay, when I texted you first, I was like, I just texted Katie first, and I
Yeah.
was like, do you and Syndey want to do this podcast? And I figured that she would answer for both of you because, you see each other every day.
True.
And so,
I did follow it up with, like, hey, did Isaiah text you? And she was like, no. Oh.
yeah, and then
Okay.
you were like, have you talked to Syndey? And I was like, I
didn't know
guess
I
I
was
can.
supposed to.
Thought you guys were a package deal.
Well, yeah, but we're both capable of talking.
Nah. Okay, well, we will get into this. Actually, we were kind of talking about this before, but the first topic is I want to talk about the first impressions we had when we met each
Oh.
other.
Oh.
I knew you were going to talk about that.
Can I give my first impression of you?
Yes. Oh boy.
Please.
And I guess I could give my first impression of Katie and Syndey, but I just met them, so that would not be a fair.
Right.
Really fresh.
Really. Oh, you know what we forgot, Brett? You forgot to do your.
Oh,
So
speaking of fresh
okay.
flavors,
get ready, you guys. This is going to be interesting
No.
for you.
Yeah.
So you know what time it is. As always, it is
bubbler time.
bubbler time. So we are going to try it. Oh,
Yeah,
good job. Good job.
Woo!
She didn't listen to it.
She
Sorry.
did
It's
not
okay.
listen, but it's okay. Brett and I already have some from last episode, so we're still drinking Triple Berry Breezer. And Sydney
Oh, we got
and
the same
Katie, what are you drinking?
Cranberry grapefruit
Oh.
sparkler.
Cranberry grapefruit.
Wow.
I've not had that one. How is it?
I don't know yet.
It's good.
I don't know yet.
Let me drink it, Isaiah.
Sorry.
It definitely tastes like cranberry.
Hey.
So
No
They
false
named it right.
advertising.
Have you had bubbler before?
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I like the light pink one.
Oh,
Isn't that
Papaya.
pomegranate?
Pitaya.
No. That one's more
Oh,
purple.
that's a
It's
different
like
one.
the citrus something elixir.
Oh,
It's-
the
Oh, I drink the
Twisted
pomegranate
Elixir.
one.
Twisted
Yeah!
Elixir.
There.
Okay, that's fair. I think
is a
that's
good
what
one.
we had.
That is a good one.
3 episodes ago. Whatever.
Whatever.
Either way,
Point.
yeah. So go try bubbler. Shout out. We are gonna get into it. So Brett, go ahead and give us your first impression of me,
Of Isaiah.
and then
So, folks, we've told this story a few times. Isaiah and I had probably some interactions, but we don't remember because we were both in track.
It's true.
I was up in Roseau, Minnesota,
I was way up in Boston.
but I was a distance runner, so I never
I didn't
literally
see
crossed paths with you.
I would never run distance.
I'm that
before that.
I'm that crazy distance kid that everyone's like, yeah, he just runs. He's kind of crazy. So that's what I did. But we both went to Afflebus.
Yes.
Our first year.
Afflebus.
Is it still called that?
No, it's FLBC, but Afflebus is a mindset
Well,
Okay, got it.
we were the last class that
to be Afflebus.
To be Afflebus.
As soon as I left, it all went downhill.
you could say we became more official when you left. But
That makes sense.
But no, anyways, you guys know Isaiah. Super sociable guy. He's super tall and he's a redhead. He sticks out.
Hard to miss.
And back in the day, Isaiah didn't have facial hair.
Yeah,
He had
baby
glasses. He was a little baby face.
They know. That's
baby
how they
face.
met me.
We're familiar.
Yeah. And they're still friends with you, so.
That is crazy.
But anyways, everyone was getting to know each other. I'm more of a shy guy sometimes. But I saw volleyball going on, and I'm like, I can play sports. That's how I'm going to meet people. So I go out there. I'm playing volleyball, and Isaiah, huge volleyball guy.
Yeah.
I see this tall, giant redhead, and I'm like, oh boy. And he's like being loud and being social. I'm like, wow, this guy's kind of,
Makes sense for me.
yeah.
Being loud.
So I didn't know right away what I thought about you, but we were playing, having fun, and I spiked a volleyball into his face.
Yeah, I jumped
let's
to
go.
block it, but I jumped over too high for the net, and so the spike went directly into my face.
Bam.
Word.
Yeah.
So that's how we met,
how
and
we
then
met.
we kind of hit it off. With some, we weren't in the same friend group right away.
Yeah, but we've explained those before.
Oh,
we
yeah.
don't need to get into details.
But that was my
about
first
that.
impression. I'm like, wow, who's this tall, lanky, redhead dude? But he's a cool guy.
That was me. Yeah.
That's my impression of Isaiah. But I'm curious of some other impressions.
I think you guys should give yours now of the
yeah.
first, because I know we like met each other right away, and like
Welcome to the roast of Isaiah Miller.
yeah,
Just
oh boy,
kidding.
here it is.
Okay, I can go first.
Oh, yes.
I think that we were in the same staff training group.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember.
We were.
Okay.
I think.
And I remember talking, this is my first memory of you, is we were talking about how counselors like talk with their campers every week, and you talked about how your counselor skipped you one year and you were really sad about it. And I was like, oh, that's really sad. I never want to do that as a counselor.
Yeah, that
And
makes sense.
That was my first thing that I remember. And then the main memory from that summer was cleaning the boys' shower house with Isaiah 4 days in a row
Yeah.
on service corps. And we
Yeah.
would just, like, he would be on one side and I'd be on the other, and we'd just scream at each other the whole time so that we could talk while we were doing it.
Yeah, that was
That makes complete sense.
How's the weather over there?
because
Exactly.
no one wanted to do it. Was
Oh,
called
yeah.
Southwest,
Yeah.
and no one wanted to do Southwest because it was always
Yep.
grimy.
Yeah.
It was the
I,
boys.
I never cleaned
Yeah.
Southwest.
And so,
Southwest, cleaning Southwest was my spiritual gift. So I
so
did
that
it
week,
all the time.
Sydney and I were like, we're gonna clean Southwest every time.
Well, and the best part was neither of us loved doing the dishes. And when you clean Southwest, you get to get out of dishes
Yep.
like faster because it takes longer to clean. So we're like, we'd rather clean bathrooms, send us to Southwest.
Yep.
And then we got out of there and we'd just hang out and clean the bathroom.
Yeah.
And it was pretty gross.
It was gross, but it was fun.
Yeah,
It was fun.
it was
a
fun.
good time. Good time.
Yeah. Okay. To preface this, he's already laughing. To preface this, somebody had asked me at camp like what my biggest fear was going into the summer, and I said it was specifically being sent like off-site with a small group of people, like leading like a 3-person day camp. And so the Lord heard that. And week number 1, it is announced.
Wait. To preference for all of those who are from FLBC who are watching, day camp is summer teams, but for 1 week.
One week.
And then you go back to camp the next week.
Okay.
So, continue.
Yeah. So they like went through and were announcing what we were doing the first week. Like Isaiah and I are both hired to be on service corps. I'm thinking like, let's go, let's wash these dishes. No, they announced that the 2 of us and 1 other person are going on a 3-person day camp. My worst fear immediately given to me.
Yep.
I don't really know Isaiah at this point at all. I didn't really know the other person that was on it, who has the same last name as Isaiah.
Yes.
So it was
Joy Miller.
Joy Miller. It was 2 Millers and a Minge going together. And so I feel like Isaiah's going to retell this story after I do it. But from what I've been told, because I don't remember it, is that they announced that we were going to Egan, and Isaiah was pumped, and he turns over and he's like, yeah, let's go, and ready to give me a high five. And I was like already crying, like just terrified to go. And so like he's all jacked, and I'm like, who is this guy? What's going on? Is he going to do anything? How can I trust any of these people? What are we going to do? I can't do any of this. And so I just... immediately panic.
Mental breakdown.
Mental breakdown right off the bat.
Instantly,
yes. And so my first impression was one of fear. Not of Isaiah, but of the times that were to come. However, it is important to me that it is known that Isaiah and I continue to have the same schedule for the first like 6 weeks of the summer.
It was crazy.
We did everything together for weeks. And so know that the fear did not linger, okay? By week 2, Isaiah was filling my backpack with rocks while I wasn't looking.
I was hoping you were going to bring that up.
I was going to bring that up later.
Yeah, filling my pockets with rocks and just messing around.
Yeah.
And so I recovered. I think at that point I switched from fear to a little bit of like, oh, okay.
I was the thorn in her side.
He was. I'll admit that. I'm grown now. I can say that you bothered me. Sometimes I would be like, no, Isaiah, you really didn't. You really did.
I know I did.
You did. But we've known each other for a long time now. And so you are not a thorn in my side anymore. We recovered. We formed like a circle of trust, essentially.
Yeah, really.
So...
Yeah, Katie and I were forced to be friends.
Yeah,
we did not get
put
a
upon
choice.
us.
It was the first 6 weeks. We did everything together.
Yep.
And I do remember actually when they announced it, because I think I was sitting I was sitting around you. I don't remember.
You were sitting directly next to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was like they announced it, and I didn't really know you at the time, but I was just excited to be there. You know, I was excited to work, and
The right mindset.
yeah, and so I was pumped because I was like, man, I'm so excited to like get to know some people and to like do day camp. Like I was so excited for day camp. And so they were like, day camp. And it was like me and Katie Minge. And Katie, she was sitting right there. So I go to give her a high five. And she's like, and I think I was sitting by Jake Asham.
Probably.
On the other side. And I remember I like went for a high five and you did not acknowledge me. And I was like, and I turned to Jake and he was like, I don't know.
Yeah, Jake had known me for a little while longer and was probably like, just give her a minute.
Yeah.
She'll come around.
That was, yeah.
Then you drove that week to that day camp.
Yeah.
You were the driver. And
Joy screamed multiple times.
we had some close encounters and also some not close encounters that were portrayed as close encounters. Yeah. It was a time. I did ride shotgun all week though.
Yeah.
That's important.
That was a blessing.
That was important
I'm
to
not
both
gonna
of us.
lie.
Yeah. And we stayed with a really good family. It was a really good time. We really turned it around. It was a really interesting group of kids.
After the first day, like normally you have like half hour where you plan the next day after the first day. And so we were there for like 3 hours because the first day went horrible.
We were there till like 7 o'clock at night, just trying to figure out how can we get them to do exactly what they should be doing every second.
Chaos.
Because if you gave them 1 second of like free time, something could catch on fire.
Yeah, it was a wild church.
Yeah.
But it was good.
Apparently, it bonded us.
Yeah, I don't really remember when I first. That was the first memory I had of Katie. But the first memory of Syndey was like I remember you being in the same like group, but I don't really remember like talking a ton to you.
Well, and it was like you were friends with Katie and I was friends with Katie.
Yeah.
And so then we were just hanging out like because of that.
And then we got to know each other more, and then we would go
Towards the
and
end
clean
of the
Southwest
summer,
bathrooms. And
Hey,
You want to know what we should talk about? When me and you went on day camp the next summer.
Yes.
Also with Joy.
also with Joy and Thad.
And that.
And then I got a car makeover.
He did get a car makeover. His car like broke down on the side of the road. And the host family that he was staying with just like detailed his car.
Gave me new tires.
Got him new tires and detailed his car.
Yeah.
Which car was this?
This was my first car.
The first car?
My
Okay.
Subaru.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah, that
That's-
was wild.
Yeah, that was a good time.
Well, I also just remember being in the staff meeting again, finding out we were going on day camp, and me, Isaiah, and Thad have a very similar sense of humor and like messing around and you know all of that. And Joy turned around to the three of us and just went, you guys are going to be a hoot. And we were like, yeah, sorry about it.
So Joy
Sorry,
and I,
not sorry.
Joy and I appreciate Joy and who she is, but we do not see eye to eye on many, many things. And we went on day camp
A lot of time.
4 times. I believe
so
it was throughout the
special.
2 summers that I worked there. And by the end, we both were fully aware that we did not get along very well. Again, she's a great person. We just didn't see eye to eye. And by the
Happens.
last time, we were both very much not excited to be on the same day camp. So that was, that was interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't you guys have a story about cleaning an oven together?
That's what I was going to bring up. Sydney and I, this was first summer, right?
Yeah, this was the same week that we
Yeah.
cleaned Southwest 4
Yeah.
times.
So Sydney and I, that week on Service Corps, we got to know each other very well. And we were cleaning an oven together. And this oven is like a normal convectional oven.
A normal sized oven.
And so we are both scrubbing on our hands and knees inside of this oven.
Both of our heads were in.
Oh,
Yeah,
like in
both
the, yeah.
inside the oven, like right next to each other. And Sydney feels the need to scream. Like, just talk.
I don't
remember what you said.
We were
even.
just talking, and I was talking at a very loud volume.
She was just like yelling inside of this oven at me. And I just remember sitting back and I was like,
You leaned back and
I leaned out of the oven.
and yelled, "Sydney, you don't have to scream. We're in an oven." And I was like, any other context, that would be the weirdest sentence you could say.
We're in an oven. This is like when you guys were cleaning the showers or that bathroom thing.
Right, we were used
Yeah.
to screaming at
Screaming,
each other. 'cause
so
we were
now-
in this huge
Yeah,
bathroom.
now you're cleaning again and you just scream at him.
Might
you
as
know?
well do it while you're in a metal box.
oh, of course. Yeah.
You missed the spot.
Yeah, so that was a good.
Echoes around.
So that
Man.
was
That's funny.
that.
I really, man, I kind of wish I was there to see that. I feel like it would have been so funny.
Yeah, it was.
You don't need to yell.
That was
There's a lot
that
of
was a fun
shenanigans.
summer.
It was.
It's a good time.
Yeah.
We did a lot of really crazy stuff. I don't
Oh,
even
yeah.
know how to
We had a
explain it.
crazy group, and
Yeah.
like everyone was so funny,
Yeah.
so funny.
We would just cry laughing.
And so we would talk about the weirdest things.
Oh my.
Yeah.
And then we would always be singing.
Oh yeah.
Always
Yeah.
be singing in the what was it called?
The dish room.
The dish room.
Here comes
me a
the
break.
in. Doo-doo-doo.
And then we would make pickup lines from
Oh, I forgot about that.
Are you
Yep, you're going to say the one because that's
Yep.
the only one I say still.
this was mine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
Yep. I came up with this one. So I
Let's
was
hear it.
so our dishwasher was called Jackson.
Okay.
And
First name basis.
yeah.
Oh,
to,
yeah.
to preface, this thing got really warm.
Really warm.
And if we had these metal sheet pans, and so they would get very warm after they're done. And so that's the preference to the pickup
Okay.
line. So the pickup line was, "Are you a pan right out of Jackson? Because you are hot." And I was very proud of that one.
It was a good
That
one.
was a good
That's a
one.
fun
I
one.
like
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one works. That works
It
well.
works. Only if you know
Yeah.
the context, though. Otherwise, you're like,
Yeah.
why does Jackson have
Yeah.
pans in him?
Also, there were
It's
not very many
Jackson.
like clean pickup lines.
No, they were pretty bad.
The other good one was there was a key for
Yes,
like
that's what I was
the
looking for.
entire the entire main building named Lakeview.
Yep.
And it was always missing.
Always.
Always missing.
Someone
So-
always misplaced the Lakeview.
Yeah.
Ah.
And there was a spot that it was supposed to go.
Yep.
But it was always missing. And so somebody said, "Are you the Lakeview key? Because you're the one I've been searching for." Which is good.
That's a good one too.
Later on, during the Christmas party that year, someone got like this massive, because they all had these little wood chunks that they were attached to. So someone got this massive, like, 2x4.
Yeah.
And it said Lakeview across it.
And they put
And then
the
put it-
random key on.
They put a random key to like symbolize, like, so they wouldn't lose it.
I could have brought an example because I do still have a key.
Really?
I have I accidentally brought home a chapel key from Checkpoint when we
goodness.
left because of COVID.
Yeah.
I just went home and it happened to be in my backpack and I was like, well, this is mine.
That's what I
now.
should have done. I should have taken all the keys.
Yeah, well,
Well, the funny thing about the 2x4 present was because we had like zones that we had to clean every
Yeah.
week or like twice a week. And our zone leader, his name is AJ, and he told us, like, if you guys keep losing this key, I'm going to put it on a 2x4. And so then
Challenge
somebody actually
accepted.
did.
Yeah, that was a good time.
Yeah.
But Yeah. Okay.
Wow,
That was
first impressions.
that was the first impressions. Now, okay. I feel like we should preference. So I was thinking of just like memories I have with you guys, and one of my memories I have with Katie is our cooking final.
Oh, goody.
Because I think it was just a funny
Man,
time
first
in general.
cleaning the oven and now this cooking final.
Yeah.
I'm
Lots of
excited
time
to
in
hear.
the kitchen.
So we had rotations. We had rotations that we would do, and it was 3 or 4. It was 4.
Three.
3 of us together.
Oh, when 4.
4 of us
There
together.
were 3 rotations.
There were 3
with 4
rotations. And go figure, you guessed it. Katie and I were on the same rotation.
people. Who did that?
I don't know. It had to be a joke, right?
Like,
Whose
I
idea?
can't tell if that was like their gift to us or like they were like, these two need to grow. Because it was both a blessing and a learning opportunity for me personally.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. 'Cause like I said, I was a thorn in Katie's side, and that did not change throughout the years. Like, we were friends, we got closer, but like I was still
Isaiah knows how to push my buttons very well.
very well. Yeah. So we were on the same rotation.
Yeah.
And we got paired up to do this cooking final that we had to do for Checkpoint. And we had to choose a country and then make food for this country.
Okay.
We are not the decision making type. So like between the two of us, we had to decide what country we were going to make food from. And we just both were like, like neither one of us wanted to like pull the trigger, decide. Cause like, I feel like both of us were like, what if the other person doesn't like it? But then Isaiah was like, what if we made food from Nepal? And I was like, what food comes from Nepal? Like that's dumb.
What?
But then we just like continued to not have any idea. And then it was like the time that we needed to say where our food was coming from. And I was like, Nepal, I guess. So we had to learn how to make Nepalese food. And
This was a random country, like just the first country I thought of.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
this is a weird country.
You just out of context, like Nepal.
Nepal.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it was.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
pulled it out.
So yeah, that was a time.
That was a time.
We killed it though, honestly.
We did. I cried a lot that day.
Yeah. Yeah.
I cried. I was crying by 5 o'clock in the morning. I was very stressed. It was a very overwhelming situation, but we did get it done. We didn't have a dessert. I don't know if you remember that. I tried.
The candy did not turn out.
It did
so we
not
didn't
work.
have a
And so
dessert.
I just walked up to Lindsay, who was in charge. And I was like, Lindsay, we don't have a dessert. And she was like, it's okay. I was like, okay.
Lindsay was so cool.
And like, what would happen? Literally nothing. There was
People
no
wouldn't get their
consequence
sweets.
for this happening. Like, it's not like it.
No grade.
No
There was
grade.
no grade.
Yeah, it wasn't.
No.
Yeah.
But I personally felt like a failure in this moment and was super stressed. We had so many onions to cut.
Oh yeah.
Isaiah's, like, the bane of his existence in our cooking rotation was cutting onions. Like,
Yep.
there'd be like, oh, we got to cut this onion. And it would always be like, Katie, you want to cut it? And I'd be like, not really. I don't actually. So, yeah, we had to
Yeah.
cut a lot of onions.
onions.
All of our food was yellow. Everything was yellow. It was all so much ginger.
Yep. A lot of ginger.
A
in it.
lot of like seasonings and spices and produce that we were like, we've never touched this before in our life, but we're going to make it for other people.
Yeah, and then we had to make like the super thin like flour. I don't even know what they were. Oh, the wraps. You remember?
Whoa. I forgot about this.
I went
That was your thing.
I went into creative mode with those things. Like I was
Yeah.
proud of those. Those were really good.
No, that was, I handled a couple of the dishes, but the wraps, that was Isaiah's
Yeah,
specialty.
because we had to like make a whole bunch of food outside of it, and then you had to make this dough, and then you had to put all of it in the dough and wrap it
Yep.
up all like perfectly, and
Yeah.
they turned out really good.
That was, the wrapping thing was not something I could do. I let him run with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's just a preference to this topic that I'm going
Oh.
to bring up, and it
Okay.
is eat it or yeet it.
Oh,
Yes.
So this is a
Yes.
topic where I will name a food, and then we discuss whether we would like to eat the food or yeet the food.
Have you ever done that with us at our apartment?
No.
Are you serious?
Yes, you have.
Yes, I have.
When we
Yes, I
throw
have.
tortillas out the
Yes,
like,
I have.
off the
Because I
balcony?
put one on the
Yeah.
roof. You
Yes,
remember?
so there's like a garage right in front of our balcony, and you can throw things and you can land it on the garage roof, and sometimes the birds will fight over it. Honestly, like everyone's inner middle schooler comes out when you happen. Are blueberries? Blueberries
Blueberries
are
are the best.
really fun because they make a really fun sound if you hit the siding. So we're familiar with the yeeting.
Yeah. So
I'm ready for this.
I didn't have
I
experience.
miss your guys' apartment. Do you remember our cooking
Still
show
there.
that Seth and I?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So,
They played Chopped with
We played Chopped.
not real food.
Just our kitchen.
Yeah. It was a good time.
Yeah.
So I have these food items, and this is the grain edition. Is what I called it.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Because Brett and I, we kind of came up with some of these on the road as we were driving here. So,
Okay.
yeah. So the first one, baguettes.
Okay, so now my judgment is coming from like how fun would it be to throw it off of my balcony and not like do I want to eat this food? I personally would yeet it. I'm really terrified of eating baguettes and like I think they're too crunchy and I'm always scared that my front teeth are going to come out.
Can you explain why you think that your front teeth
I-
are going to come out?
Oh yeah, this is good.
Yeah.
This
so
should be explained.
when I was a junior in high school, I played soccer and I was a goalie and we were playing in Alexandria and so it was like our rival closest team. And I got kicked in the face.
Oh.
A girl, instead of like trying to run around me after I got the ball, tried to jump over me. Why would you do that? Anyway, she kicked me in the face, and so I can show you a picture after this. I have a picture, like my teeth got knocked back like 45 degrees, and so then I had loose teeth for a while, like had to eat like a mush diet.
Well, she had to go to
Terrible
the ER
time.
to get them like
Yeah,
pulled back into place.
I did. That was the most painful thing I've ever experienced.
Oof,
Yeah. So now there's no science that says like, hey, your teeth are gonna fall out now. Like the dentist did their job, but I personally don't trust them.
Still have that.
The teeth, not the dentist. The dentist I trust. My own teeth.
I don't trust the dentist.
Conspiracy theory. Katie does not trust dentists.
Let's talk about the underground dental network.
Yes.
So yeet.
So yeet for Katie. Sid.
My answer is going to be a lot shorter. I would just like to eat it. I
Yeah.
really like cheese and baguettes together.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Boring.
Super
Oh wait,
boring.
no, hey! Imagine this with a baguette, sword fight.
So that's
them.
what I was thinking is I know it's not technically yeet, but I really want to like hit someone across the face with a baguette.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because wouldn't that be fun? I
Yeah.
feel like
Yeah.
it might hurt though.
Yeah, as soon as you said sword fight, I did imagine just not actually like sword fight, but like clobbering someone
Yeah.
with
Have you
it.
seen like the TikToks of people like slapping
With the
with
tortilla?
Tortillas, yeah.
We were gonna do that. We forgot to do that.
So 2 days ago, when we were when it was curry for lunch,
oh yeah.
Lincoln and Caden were smacking each other. They filled their mouths with water, and so we had a naan bread with our curry
Yep,
in the cafeteria, and two of the guys were sitting at the table smacking each other with it. And
Perfect.
So, it's random, but yeah.
All right. Unfortunately, it is time. We'll get back into eat it or
Wow,
eat it.
that was fast. All right.
fast.
But it is time.
It is time for the break. Ready? All right, we're back. Welcome back, and we are talking about baguettes, eat it or eat it. We have 3 for yeet and 1 for eat.
Sorry.
That's all right.
Sorry.
Baguettes are good.
That's good.
We've got
Someone
more
has
food.
to eat it,
Yeah,
right?
No
exactly.
penalty for eating baguette.
Sydney's like, I'm so sorry.
I deserve a
wanted to
penalty.
I let you all down for my baguette.
Yes. So we will go into the next, which is
The next food.
the next food, which is a bagel.
Ooh.
This is a little tougher in my opinion.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
bagels. That
They're
is my
good.
staple breakfast food is a bagel.
It's a very solid choice.
Just it's not doesn't fill you up. You don't even need to eat a whole bagel. You can have half a bagel.
Yeah.
I have mini bagels right now.
You can have a mini bagel.
Bagels.
Yeah, I think they're a good size. So yeah, I would have to go with eat. I recently decided that I like everything bagel seasoning.
Ooh.
I just had never taken the time to eat it or an everything bagel. I was just kind of like, I don't really think about it.
Yeah.
But one day I was in Costco and it just was a divine moment. And so now I have everything bagel seasoning.
It's a fine moment with the bagels.
Yeah. So eat.
See, I think that because bagels are so dense, they'd be fun to eat.
Yeah. And round, like you could do chuck it or frisbee style.
Yes.
Yeah.
Options.
They're super dense.
It's true.
Oh yes, and you can do halves if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could
Frisbee, like frisbee.
frisbees, or you put peanut butter on it and then you throw it at someone.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Oh.
Okay,
Yeah.
so if you guys did not know, you can tell by his shirt. Brett is huge into disc golf.
Okay, cool.
And like frisbee and stuff.
And I'm not a hippie disc golfer.
He's not a hippie disc golfer, whatever that means.
I was literally about to say I don't know.
Oh,
what
no,
that
no.
means.
There's the stereotype about disc golfers. I don't fit that stereotype.
That's awesome.
Either way,
I play in tournaments, but I like to have fun with Isaiah and other people just playing disc golf.
we have a
So,
lot of like videos of us just doing stupid stuff because I suck
Yeah.
at it. But you know, I'm
you're good.
entertaining.
Oh, yeah.
I'm the star of Brett's videos.
If you wanna see
he
some of-
likes videos.
If you want to see some of them, we have a couple disc golf vlog videos that are pretty
Ooh.
funny.
yeah, on our
Vlog
YouTube
it out.
channel.
Yeah, so there we go. But anyways,
Personally, I think I would eat. It's a tough one because I do really want to like frisbee a bagel
Right.
because it'd be fun.
But there are other round foods
Exactly.
that could be frisbee.
Yeah, and I really like bagels. They taste really good.
I'm still the odd man out on that one.
Well, wait for Brett.
I thought he already said it.
this is a really tough one. I love bagels so much that I think I have to stay with eating them. But I do want to.
what I'm saying.
I do want
man
to.
out.
Would want to throw one at some point.
Yeah.
Because this sounds entertaining at your apartment.
Yeah.
You get it on the roof, and then this is not. I don't condone this at all. But while they're fighting over something, you can chuck up.
Chuck another one at them. Hit the
Yes.
birds.
Yeah, this is true. Like bagel on a stick, like
That is my
Tebow.
favorite character
Thank you.
from
Nickelodeon.
iCarly.
Yes.
Yep.
that's
Love him.
I wanted to dress
respectable.
up as him for Halloween one year for a costume party. Just
we
like
have also thought about doing that.
really,
before.
we should all do that next Halloween. We're all gonna
We're
get
all-
together.
are we all
We're
gonna be
all gonna
Tebow?
be Tebow.
A Tebow Halloween party.
That's so awesome because exactly
Halloween party.
0% of us look like him.
Exactly.
A Halloween party where everyone has to come dressed as the same person.
Yes.
Please.
Okay. That doesn't even be
That's
a
not a
Halloween
bad
thing.
idea.
Just do that randomly.
Just a party.
Why
Tebow
not?
Tuesday?
Oh yes,
That's incredible.
yes.
Okay.
All right, that's
Noted.
gonna happen.
Love Tebow.
That's happening.
This is a great idea.
Yeah.
I feel like you just have a list of characters and you
So-
spin a wheel at the end of the party to see what the
When
next party.
Tuesdays.
Well, we were
Yeah.
thinking that it would be funny if we did like weird Nickelodeon characters. So I was gonna do Psychowitz from
Yes.
Victorious because
Good.
he's also so
Good.
weird.
Yeah.
He's crazy.
Yeah.
Bring around a coconut.
Yeah.
You just wrote down 2 different Halloween costume ideas for us.
Yeah, and it's really good.
Okay.
Oh, should I say it?
Yeah. No.
No. Okay.
Oh,
It's
No,
a secret.
secret.
Okay,
Wait for next Halloween.
to find
Fair
out.
Find out next time on.
If we actually dress up.
All right, fair enough. Oh, we will get into the next
Oh,
one.
we
All
have
right.
more.
Oh, I have many. All right, a single slice of bread.
Eat.
Yeah, probably, but like it's gonna yeet so poorly. Like I feel like if I was gonna eat it, I'd end up like smushing it in my hand and just chucking it at someone.
Fair enough.
I mean, that's a good method.
that is the
Yeah.
Katie way.
That's a great way to
that
start
makes
a
sense.
food fight. There's a slice of bread, and you just take it.
Yeah.
All right,
then
I
chuck
think
it.
I would also eat. Just
Yeet?
Yeet. We decided
Enunciate.
that this is a horrible name for this topic because
You
they
don't
sound
actually know
so
it.
similar. So I would throw it for no reason other than why would I just want to eat a slice of bread?
Yeah.
Man, bread toast though. I love toast.
No, this is just bread. A
Oh, this
single
is
slice of
just
bread.
bread.
Toast may be coming up later.
We don't know.
The next variation. For some reason, being the disc golfer, I feel like I've imagined myself throwing a piece of bread. I don't think they fly crazy well for whatever reason.
Not.
Unless it's like the heel or the butt end.
Yes,
But-
yes,
If you've got a good crust ratio.
true, true.
I knew that would
math
get
in
you.
See, if there's no variation, if I can't toast it, then
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's fair.
Because I love toast. I love bread, but if it's just a standard slice of bread, nah,
You haven't answered. You've just said nah.
nah. As far as nah is like eating it.
Oh, you're gonna eat it.
No, I'm gonna eat it.
What is this?
Got it. Got it.
No, no, no,
okay,
like,
so we're gonna move swiftly along.
I'm not
to
just
the
gonna eat
next
a
one.
slice of bread. I gotta have some fun with it.
This next one, a single slice of bread with jam.
We get toppings.
Oh.
Yeah. This next one, you add jam to it. Does it change your option? It tastes better, but it can also stick to things.
I'm not a jam person, so I would have to go with the yeeting, but I would not squish it this time. That sounds far too sticky.
That's so sticky.
You could slap someone with it.
That I could.
That would be
That
fun.
I could.
I feel like I would be the recipient of that one.
You probably would. Actually, I don't know. I don't think I'd slap you with it. I do think I'd want to just like put it down your face.
Oh, that's
Say, have you ever
worse.
had
Smear
this?
it.
Have you ever had this jam before? Oh, what flavor is it?
Why don't you
You should
taste it?
smell this jam. It smells kind of weird. And now it's up your nose.
Yeah, I don't trust you with a slice of bread with jam on it.
I don't know if you trust me with a lot of things.
That is very true.
But also you trust me with a lot of things.
That is also very true.
Let's go.
I think I would eat it because I do like jam.
Yeah, I think if it was toast, I might eat it.
Yeah.
But I think
Oh wait, is it
So
not toasted?
it's not toasted.
Oh. Ugh. But see, I don't want either because eating it sounds really sticky and messy.
Throwing it at someone
Go
else or
for
something
the
else.
smear method. Make
I
someone
still don't
else
like it.
No,
sticky.
okay. Here's what you do: you put it in your palm, and if you're throwing it off your balcony, you go and you just flick it, and so it
Sure.
flings off and it'll stick
Yeah.
to the side.
Yeah.
I'm just picturing it slapping against that garage and slowly going
Yeah.
right.
Yep. That makes sense.
Okay, Brett.
Once again, I am with the majority, I think, on this one. If it's not toasted, then I'm going to have some fun with it and throw it.
Yeah.
Toasted.
This is a
Toast with jam.
pro-toast group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Toast. We like toast.
I love
Okay,
toast.
that's fair. All right, this next one:
Oh,
Okay.
2 slices of bread
Wow.
in a ball.
Yeet.
Well, I was already balling
know.
them up, so
You
can't
it
really
was-
I'm
eat
sorry
that.
I jumped ahead.
It was. You can eat it. It just wouldn't
But,
be
like,
that good.
Who balled it
How?
up? Like, I'm not going to eat bread that's been in someone else's hands and smushed.
If Isaiah was the one to ball it up,
Yeah,
yeet.
What if I was wearing gloves?
No.
I still think it's uncomfortable. It's not just like the contamination, but the action that you decided I'm going to
So
ball
violent.
this up.
how did you smush this bread, Isaiah?
I definitely Katie's method and just
Yeah.
punch it.
Yeah.
I honestly feel like I have definitely done that to you before.
I
I've offered
I've-
you a ball.
Yes,
bread.
because when we first met, a common thing the first summer that you did to push my buttons is every time you saw me with a plate of food in the dining hall, you'd be like, "Hey, Katie, can I have all your food?" I was like, "No, Isaiah, why would I ever let you have all my food?" And it was never like, "Hey, like, are you going to eat that?" It was always, "Hey, Katie, can I have all your food?"
All
no,
of it.
no, no. And I knew it was a joke every time. And every time I still took it personally.
And always the Eskimo cookies.
My children. My wife.
was your
My
wife.
wife. Okay. They are so good. You have no idea.
Yeah.
I made them for you one time when we first moved to Fargo.
Yeah.
I
And
haven't
I
made
think
them
I
since.
cried.
I think no.
Well, because we would always only get one. And so then Isaiah would walk around
And
the
ask
dining
people.
room and
because
ask
this
everyone.
was my absolute favorite
Oh,
thing
okay.
ever. It
Okay.
tasted so good.
Because they were just
They're-
like a tiny little ball, so you could eat so many
And like
of them.
80% butter.
Yeah.
And like a little bit of oatmeal, some chocolates in there, sugar, but like butter.
Okay. And we would put them. We would put them in dry storage. Is that what it was? No, it wasn't dry storage. What
DR.
was- DR. Yeah. So any leftover desserts or food would be put in DR, which was the storage room for like counselors and like whatever.
DR dining rooms. The
yeah,
dining room closet.
That's why it was called DR.
Okay.
But yeah, so I would always wait after Eskimo Cookie Day, and I
Yeah.
would wait for that to get into there, and then I would eat like all of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I never saw them in there. They were
I
gone.
wonder
My bad.
why.
Yeah. So that's
Oh.
fair. What were we talking about again?
2 slices of bread in
Balled
a
up.
ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a yeet.
Okay.
It's an easy eat.
Picture this. Instead of rolling them up, you just have 2 slices of bread. And then you can just slap someone with it. Right, left, bam, 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 bam.
It'd be better if it had jam on it.
Oh man.
So sticky.
But if we had it both rolled up, then
Peanut
it'd be kind of fun.
That's fair.
It's it's more dense of an object, I guess, than 1 slice. 2 slices.
I don't know what was going through my head when I made this list.
You like reverted.
Yeah.
So how would I act when Katie and Syndey were around? Like, Yeah, this makes sense.
So
to me.
here's the next one. Don't eye roll me.
I don't. It was
It
like
comes naturally.
subconscious. I put no thought into it. It
natural
just
at this
came
point.
out.
Here it is. Flour.
What?
Why would I eat that, Isaiah?
Okay. You want to know what's really funny? I was like, flour doesn't make any sense. No one would eat that. And I was like, I know. As soon as I say it, Katie's going to be like, why would anyone eat that, Isaiah? So I was very close.
Yeah,
Yeah.
predictable. What can I say?
Super predictable.
That one's
Actually,
not
that's
an
a lie,
actual
but-
one, but that would.
You just said
I
that
wanted
to
Katie's
upset me.
reaction.
basically.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fun fact: flour is
Do you all,
flammable.
do you all
so.
hear what I put up with?
For those of you who are unaware of Katie and I's friendship, yeah,
Yeah.
it will make no sense, but those who are aware will understand this completely. Yeah. But the actual next one, a cob of corn.
Oh, I honestly was waiting for this. I knew this had to be in there.
Okay, really?
It's really
I thought I was random with that.
I thought it was random.
No, I was waiting for this.
Okay.
As soon as you were talking about grains, I was like, corn cob. That was the first thing that came to my
Wow.
mind. What? Well, like, is this sweet corn or am I like
Sweet corn.
okay? Then I'm probably gonna eat it because you don't eat the cob. Then you get a 2-for-1. You can eat the corn and then eat
Oh,
Big braining my question.
it. Innovation.
that excites.
That exciting.
Exactly.
Wow,
That's fair.
it's hard to beat that.
think I win.
I'm copying that answer.
I think I'll copy that answer too.
I guess I will
There's
too.
just really no other option.
No, it really isn't.
It'd be disrespectful to do anything else.
It's respectful. So wait, how are we throwing this cob?
Oh, tomahawking
eating
that
it.
bad boy. You are tomahawking that bad boy.
Is there another option?
I don't know.
do you
Maybe
mean?
try to throw it like a football. I don't know.
Maybe just a light underhand.
You put a spiral on it. Drop back in the pocket. Spiral the corn cob. No, tomahawk that bad boy.
Okay. Have you all been to a corn maze?
Yes.
Yes.
How many times have people been chucking corn cobs at people?
You've never been to a
I
corn
don't think
maze?
so.
Oh,
I mean, like, I don't think I have enough experience to like have
Yeah.
multiple accounts. So, like, have I been to a corn maze? Yeah. Do I remember it? No. I just know that I've been.
Okay, were you at the? Did you go with when? I can't remember who went, but it was our first year, and a whole bunch of us went to this corn maze, and then afterwards there was this pile of like dried corn that you could like jump in, and it was like for the kids that everyone would jump in. But you know me,
big
You
kid.
had to go in.
I had to jump in. So
I don't think I was there.
yeah,
I
people
would-
were
I feel
throwing
like-
corn
I
cobs.
feel like I would have remembered, but I never had corn cobs thrown at me. But one of my friends got a black eye from it one time
Oh.
because it
That
was
sounds fun.
it was later in the night and people were throwing them around and then just nailed him in the eye and he had a
would've hurt
big
really
black
bad.
eye.
See, it can be used as a weapon.
Yeah.
But a snack first.
A 2-for-1.
The snack weapon.
The perfect eat it or eat it.
Honestly,
Both.
eat it
and
and eat it. Brilliant.
Okay, I have one more.
Okay.
In this topic, a handful of corn.
Okay, so the fact that it like got in my hand in the first place is like begging to be answered with yeet. Because I'm not going to eat corn with my hands. That's pitiful. That's pitiful. Okay, but this just reminds me. I have a picture of Jake Asham with a like cup full of corn, like a drinking glass full
I
of
believe
corn.
that.
You have, like, that exists.
That exists. Yeah, that
Can I
was.
have this picture?
Yeah, it's on my laptop, so I'll send it to you when I get home. So, just know that there's like maybe 2 ways to eat corn. Only one that I can think of. Well, 2. And the answers are not in a cup or in your hand. So if it ends up in your hand, please don't eat it.
Sit.
I'm so nervous.
I'm not nervous. I just like. Okay, this one also had a underlying meaning behind it. Because I in my head I expected to go from corn cob and then to go to a handful, and I expected one of you two. Honestly, I kind of thought it'd be Sid to be why am I holding corn in my hand?
Right. Like that. I mean, I was thinking that. I was like trying to figure it out.
Did you think in your head loose corn?
Loose corn. I love the word loose for no reason.
Yeah, like the loose gravel signs on the side of the road.
I start crying of laughter. I think it's so funny.
Loose gravel.
Like gravel. Everything's loose.
Who let it out?
Who let the gravel loose?
That's fair.
Yeah. I'm not gonna eat loose corn. I'm gonna eat loose corn.
And it shouldn't be as painful.
Here's my answer. Simply, I would yeet it unless I was in front of either of you.
Thank you.
Because then I would love to see the look of horror on your faces as I pull up a handful of corn and eat it out of my hand.
I would be so disappointed.
Exactly.
I'd love it.
Brett?
All right, hear me out. Can I take this handful of corn and turn it into popcorn?
No, it's already cooked.
Then I guess you eat it. But I love
Wait.
popcorn.
When did we establish that it was already cooked?
I thought I put it in the first.
No,
It's
you
cooked
just
corn.
you just referenced a handful of corn.
Like I was thinking of like the corn pit that you said you jumped in.
Oh, like hard kernels of
Yeah.
corn.
I'm just over there. I just really got it.
a little chipmunk. Put them
Yeah.
in your cheeks.
You like bullet it out, you spit it out. And
Oh, okay.
Put it in a straw and
yeah, exactly.
Okay, speaking of the chipmunks.
Yes, we were thinking of the same thing.
This is a perfect transition.
This is a really good
yes.
transition.
So go right into the next thing.
Katie was reminding me that something that we like still quote. We both have like quote lists in our phones.
Yeah.
And you personally have a lot of quotes in both of our phones.
You have your own list in my phone from when we were in Checkpoint.
Yeah. And you have a lot from when we went to Dickinson on day camp. in mine. But I don't know if this one's even written down, but we reference it all the time.
All the time.
Because we were watching She's the Man. And the guy who's the principal is also the guy in Alvin and the Chipmunks who like steals them. And so we were watching Pitch Perfect. Wait.
No,
We were watching She's the Man. He's also in Pitch Perfect. In Pitch Perfect too. But we were watching She's the Man and you were like, "Oh my gosh, is that the guy who stole the chipmunks?" And we're like,
yes.
the first movie you think of
is Alvin and the Chipmunks. We're watching like what to us is a classic. Like I grew up playing soccer. We watched this on the soccer bus. Like, yes, childhood.
And like She's the Man was made
Chipmunks? years
before Alvin and the Chipmunks.
No. This is the man who stole the chipmunks, which is actually a funny sentence to say when it's not that actor too.
Is that the guy who stole the
guy who stole the chipmunks? But we
No
do say
way.
it every time we watch Pitch Perfect, and that guy is in there too.
Yeah. Because he
love
also says really funny things in that Pitch Perfect.
Yeah.
Say
he
your
does.
favorite quote from what he says.
You do not walk into a man's house and touch his goose. That is disrespectful.
So random.
Yeah.
You've seen Pitch Perfect. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna confess I have seen Alvin and the Chipmunks one time and I don't remember it much.
I don't think you need to.
Yeah. Yeah. I saw the first Pitch Perfect and that was it.
Okay,
So-
he's in the second movie.
Okay.
Okay, my question is, when did I say that?
We were at Augusta and Lydia and
Yeah.
Kayla's apartment. I think it was for my birthday.
Oh,
My
yes.
surprise birthday
There was a
party.
I do
ton, there was a
remember
ton
that.
of people there.
Yeah.
It was my
Yes.
surprise birthday, my 20th
Yes,
birthday.
I do remember that actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that does make sense.
Yep.
But that is actually a perfect transition into, I just want to talk about some of the crazy random things that happened.
Yeah.
Just like crazy stories.
I need to pull out my quotes list.
I have a couple examples. I want to talk about Rabbit Hunt because whenever I tell people that, it baffles them. They
Yeah,
are
that makes
just
sense.
baffled by the idea of it.
Did you know that our first summer, Thad found me in the rabbit hunt?
Really?
As a camper.
As a camper?
Yes.
That
Rabbit
sounds
hunt
amazing.
is not the same anymore
Really?
because there's no hiding spots.
I suppose.
All right. What is
Yeah.
Rabbit Hunt?
Okay. Yeah, I suppose we should elaborate a little bit. Okay,
Maybe.
Rabbit Hunt is something that we did at the camp that we worked at. And basically what you would do is 90% of the counselors and staff would dress up in camo or in what I wore this Bugs Bunny onesie. Yeah, the Bugs Bunny onesie.
Yeah.
Because it was, because we both had the same matching one for
Halloween.
Our first year.
Speaking of dressing up for Halloween, I guess we start this trend of wearing the same
wearing
costume.
the same
Right,
costume.
right.
Yeah. But either way, you dress up and you run through Lower Lakeview. This is how I remember it. I've never done it at the new camp, nor have I been at the new camp.
It's okay.
Yep.
Okay.
But you would run through Lower Lakeview. Beforehand, you would all stand on the porch and they would say, what is the
ABC.
no, what's the thing that's on the floor? And they would tell you that it's down so you don't trip over it.
Oh, like the
Schnoz.
The schnoz. So the schnoz.
Schnoz is down. The schnoz is down.
Schnoz is
The
down.
schnoz is
Schnoz
down.
is down.
Everyone would
And
go,
everyone
No
would-
schnoz. No
no
schnoz.
schnoz. Because people would often trip over it and stuff.
Yeah.
And then you'd run through and you'd taunt all the campers to get them all riled up. You'd go, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. You ain't never gonna find me. You ain't never gonna find me. And then, there'd be cheering and screaming and it was chaos.
and the campers would go like nuts.
Berserk.
They took it personally.
They
It was crazy.
And so it would rile them up, and then we'd go hide, and then they'd have to sit and listen to the rest of the rules.
Yeah.
Just hyper.
So how it would work is they would get released, and upon release, they were given a flour bomb, which was this napkin filled with flour,
Toilet paper.
toilet paper, whatever.
Even better.
Filled
I think
with
I just think it's
flour.
important that it's
Yes.
toilet
Oh,
paper.
yes,
Yeah.
yes,
It's
yes.
silly.
And then they would search the camp for counselors that were hidden anywhere throughout the woods, the cabins, or just like anywhere throughout the camp because it was a
Outside.
peninsula.
Yeah.
And when they would find them, they would have to throw this flour bomb at them. And
If the flower bomb hits the counselor, then the counselor goes to jail.
Ah.
And if they miss, the counselor can keep running and try to go find another hiding spot. But the campers are everywhere, so you're basically out of luck at that point.
Yeah.
And then if another staff member got to the jail, it'd be a jailbreak. And then
If
all
they
the-
got it without getting hit by a flower bomb.
then all of the people would have to freeze, and you'd watch the counselors. The counselors would taunt you as you know.
Yeah. I would go and
Typical
hide
stuff.
behind a rock, usually, like
Yeah,
a small
same.
one, and then
Yeah.
close my eyes and tell the campers that if I can't see them, they can't see me. And they'd be like, that doesn't make any sense.
We also had a lot of songs that are like chants that we would do like when we were in jail too.
Yeah.
Just like random things like that.
I was
Well-
never once in jail.
What?
That's whack.
Whoa.
You're kidding.
Here's the thing. Okay, right away I would hide in a tree or
Say
like
psych right now.
no, I'm serious. I would hide in a tree, and I got found once there, and I got found, and I ran. Well, I wasn't like in the tree; I was behind the tree, and I ran, and they missed their shot, and so I was running, and then the game ended, and so I was like, "Let's go, big time!" And then the other time I would hide is behind a towel on the porch.
I remember that.
This
Yep.
I do know about.
And that was, I thought it was so obvious, but it was elite because
They
no one
never
would
go
find
look,
me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something really sad is that our first summer, well, we got found every week except for
Yes.
the last week.
The last week.
The last week we found the best hiding spot on the edge of the water. We were like in the cattails.
Oh.
And then the next summer we came back and it was underwater.
Oh
It's
no.
very disappointing.
And so then the next summer we hid underneath the steps of one of the houses. We hid underneath the White House steps together.
So we didn't fit.
No, but we tried.
One time, but then I'd often hide in that like tree in the
Yep.
front yard that just kind of like splayed everywhere. And one time Janet was walking by and she was like,
And it's
wow,
like the camp director.
that's a really good spot. And I was like,
Ouch.
I know.
Thanks,
but
Janet.
at the new camp, there aren't any hiding spots really. Like
Yeah.
it's just pretty open, and they tell you where you have to go hide, and then they hide a bunch of golf. At least this is our last summer.
Yeah,
they
we aren't for
hid a
sure how
bunch
it
of
goes
golf
now.
balls, and the golf balls had numbers on them, and so the campers were looking for the golf balls, and if they found the number that you were, they had to go to whoever had the clipboard. Like, I found number 12, and they're like, okay, you found Syndey, and she is by the milk cooler entrance. And so then the camper would know where I was and then come and be like, you were number 12. And then, did they have flower bombs?
They did have flower bombs because you could run
Because you
at
could
that
run.
point.
Yeah, so then they'd throw the flower bomb, and then you'd go to jail.
And like you didn't have to hide really well. I didn't like if I was given a hiding spot, I usually wouldn't hide. Like if I was
Just
given
lay in the middle of
milk
the grass.
cooler entrance, I'd like stand or sit on top of a rock
Yeah.
and like ask for like karaoke requests or like be like, hey, you want to hear a joke?
I built a lot of rock towers outside of Oak Point.
Yeah. I had a lot of
awful.
like jokes
was-
and stories to
yeah,
tell because
it's
campers would
very
be like, I
different.
have to go look for stuff. And I'd be like, right, but like, come here for a second. Let's talk.
So at the new
awful.
camp, it was more fun for the staff to get found.
Yeah.
Because you wanted to go in the jail and like hang out with people and be funny in the jail.
Yeah.
It's very different.
Also, since you're like not in a good hiding spot, like up until that summer, I would always fill my pockets full of snacks. I'll
Yeah.
admit it. I'd walk out and I'd have like 4 fruit snack packs in my pockets. And I'd be like, I'm going to take a mental break right now. I'm going to eat some fruit snacks. And then we're going to have a wonderful night. But first, fruit snacks.
Fruit snacks.
That is fair. Oh boy. Okay. Well, I wish we could continue on. There are tons of other. Are there any? Let's do one more story.
Yeah,
Does anyone?
one
have,
more.
Do you guys have
Well,
one?
I
other
pulled
story?
out my quotes list from when we were at
Couple quotes.
Dickinson
Okay.
Day Camp.
Couple
Yeah.
So
quotes.
there's just a whole Isaiah section.
Oh, yes.
I mean, well, Thad had the most.
that had
week,
the most.
and then Isaiah had the second most. And so one time, okay, one of my favorites is Isaiah saying everybody makes an oopsie every once in a while. Don't remember the context.
I think it's better out of context.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
but the best one on this list needs the backstory because
I know what it
we
is.
were at we were at Isaiah and Thad's host family, and they had a ton of kids, and there was a little girl. I don't remember her name. Maya.
I think it was.
Maya.
Maya.
She was driving on like one of those little kid like cars
Yep.
and ran over 2 Barbies. And Isaiah looked at me and he went, "Oh my, double homicide." And I was like, "Don't
Yep.
say that to the child."
No.
Oh man.
Okay, the only quote I want to read
Oh, yes.
for
Great
my
one to end the
Isaiah
show.
is he looked at me. There's no context to this. Absolutely no context. We were sitting next to each other in class, and he simply goes, "I'm gonna hold my breath until you let me touch your elbow." And I was like, Isaiah, I am not gonna let you touch my elbow. That's ridiculous. What do you want to do with my elbow? That's weird, and I'm not into it.
Okay. It sounds worse than it was. All right.
Until you let me touch your elbow.
Yeah, that was. Yeah. Okay. We are out of time, sadly, and I wish we could continue. We could
Another
go
time.
on. Yeah.
Another time.
You guys will have to be back on.
Yeah.
Sure.
Because this is fun.
Oh, yeah.
It's fun to catch up. But yeah, welcome. Welcome.
Welcome.
Thanks for being on the show.
Our pleasure.
Episode 59
Yes.
of Break Time Banter. Be sure to check out us on YouTube, Instagram, Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you listen to your podcast at. And yeah, I don't know what else to say.
That's it. Thanks for being on.
Thanks for
It was
being on.
Fantastic
You bet.
to meet you and have you on the show.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
we'll have to be back on another. I want to hear more of these quotes. So another time.
Good times.
Yes.
Thanks once again. We'll see you
Once
next
again,
time.
We will see you next time. Bye.
Oh. Wow, that's an abrupt ending.
And we're done.
And we're done.
And all done.
And good job, everyone.